Hello, I'm Luke Darcy. Welcome to the 2013 wash-up for Port Adelaide. Damien Barrett, what an incredible turnaround in 12 months for this football club.
It was, Darcy. This time last year, they had lost belief and they almost lost hope, hadn't they? But 22 home and away matches and 2 finals gives them a lot of both those things, belief and hope. And they lost nothing in that final loss on the weekend just gone.
Yeah, they're 23 points up at half-time and then fought it out right to the end. I'm with you. Season highlight for me started with the rejuvenation of this footy club, with David Koch coming on as president. There's a few eyebrows raised about what Koch was going to bring to the table. He has been outstanding. I loved the messages and the profile he's brought to Port Adelaide. They desperately need it. Ken Hinkley's appointment was a masterstroke, and he has already proven that he's going to be one of the great coaches in the game. They've got a fitness guy called Darren Burgess back from Liverpool Football Club, and they have finished their game stronger than any other team. So they got some of the key positions right, and it was a sensational performance.
And David Koch himself refers to Ken Hinkley's appointment as being the key to it. But to me, without what goes on the field, they couldn't have done anything what they did this year. And this man, the captain, who made the big statement last year to stay at Port Adelaide when the big offer from Geelong was in front of him, and it would have been so appealing. But he stayed, and then he backed it up this year with what I thought was a really great season from a leader, a young leader of a footy club that entered the year with massive unknowns about it. And he finishes this season as one of the elite level players and one of the elite level leaders.
He's a fine man, isn't he, Damo?
Yep.
I love the way he presents, I love the way he speaks, and I love the way he handled his decision to stay. He had every one of the senior people at Geelong fly over, Joel Selwood, all the leadership group come over and request to go back to his hometown. And he's a strong enough individual to say, you know what, I want to finish my career at Port Adelaide, and it was a great performance. Low light, to me, there's no bigger name than Ebert at the Port Adelaide Football Club. Russell was a 4-time Magarey medalist, equivalent of the Brownlow, triple premiership player, played nearly 400 games for Port Adelaide. His son Brett was an All-Australian nominee in 2007, played 166 games for Port, 56 goals that year. Really talented small forward. His injury interrupted year has been the end of his career now, Damo, and a bit of a shame he didn't get to play with his cousin Brad, who has turned out to be a great player.
Yeah, to me, Darcy, it's John Butcher, who I reckon 2 years ago looked as though he was about to take over that forward line there. He's only managed 20 games in the past 3 years, was a high draft pick. I still reckon there's hope for him at that particular footy club. He may look elsewhere, but I reckon Jay Schultz could do with him. A fit and firing John Butcher next year could well be a bit of a wildcard option for the
talent's there, Johnny Butcher. I wouldn't just give him up just yet. I think he's got enough to stay around. I think Ken Hinkley will get him right. Christmas bonus time, Damo, for the Port Adelaide Football Club, and I loved Hamish Hartlett's year, and alongside Boak and also Chad Wingard, you've now got a really talented competitive midfield. Hard runner, hard tackler, got everything that you would want. There you go, the defensive efforts are there, but his kicking skills, Damo, are just as good as anyone.
Look at this goal. This goes into the crowd from inside the square.
And like all people who strike the footy well, it looks like he isn't trying. He just kicks them consistently from outside 50 on the run. Brilliant set shot. They needed to get him fit and firing, and they had that. I thought he was absolutely outstanding.
You mentioned Chad Wingard in passing there. He's my Christmas bonus nomination here. I don't know, there's just some players who draw your eyes to them when you're watching them, and to me, he's one of them. He's just got everything, particularly the timing. He can look as though he's out of a marking contest and then yet do that, make himself the only person in the contest. Can kick these sorts of goals, Das. I really like him. He's got presence. He's a nonchalant-looking sort of player, and I just love watching Port. I love watching this guy, and I reckon the proof in his talents was in that final when he didn't get a lot of the footy, but people might say that's cheating, but he just read that particular play better. He kicked 3 goals in that Collingwood, or that win over Collingwood in that final. I like him a lot, Das.
You turn up to the footy and excited to watch Chad Wingard play. He had an incredible year and will continue to improve. We've got to put someone on the chopping block, Damo. Never easy to go through the list management stage, but Port will make changes.
Yeah, I'm going with Brent Renouf, Das. As we know, was a lucky recipient of a premiership at Hawthorn when Simon Taylor was overlooked in that 2008 season. Just hasn't cut it at Port Adelaide, and I think he's been around long enough in the system now to make the decision, or have the decision made on his behalf by the power team. Yeah,
hard call that one, Damo, but hard to argue with at the same time. Where do they improve next year? Given their rate of improvement, if they keep doing that, they will contend seriously for a top 8 position again. I'd like to see more Chad Wingard in the midfield now. He played about 70-30. And
has he got the tank?
Well, that's probably what will come over time, but I just think when you've got that raw ability, you just need to be around the footy a little bit more often. And Ken Hinkley will manage it appropriately, but I'd like to see maybe more 50-50, and I think you'll get some great rewards out of more Wingard on the ball.
Yeah, to me, they've got to do look at the trade period and get in someone with a bit of explosive pace. We know it's very difficult to get that sort of quality into your team through a trade period, but to me, they need it if they're going to have a good 2014.
5 wins in 2012, through to the 5th position on the ladder. It's one of the great stories, and it gives hope to everyone. Where have you got them finishing next year, Damo? Can they keep it up?
I've got them stagnating, Das, but I say that just from the point of view of finishing the bottom of the top 8. I think the 5th official finish they had this year is probably slightly elevated on where they actually are, but I like them a lot. They're going to be thereabouts again, and we know under Ken Hinkley they're going to be competitive in most matches. Yeah,
I'm with you. Well-coached side, great off-field roles and their fitness. They're in good shape, but second-year Blues a little bit. I've still got them inside the top 8. I don't think they'll finish as high as 5th, but have another consistent year, which would be a great effort. Thank you, Damo. That's the 2013 wash-up for the Port Adelaide Football Club.